Hey, how's it going? As you've been listening to my channel, you already know what I'm about, so I'm going to disperse with the introduction. Anyway, oh, by the way, that's Lou Reed playing in the background. Anyway, I was watching this movie with Kevin Spacey and Sean Penn called Hurly Burly, and basically it's about these two people who work in Hollywood. One's a casting director and one's a producer, and because of convenience, they live in the same house, but they're not a couple. And when the movie opens, which is also a play, you know, the Kevin Spacey character has just had sex with Sean Penn's girlfriend at a party, and everybody's trying to explain what happened, you know. Well, as you go along, first of all, you know, even the act of having sex, if you really think about it, people, you know, it's like it takes two to tango. So it's like when your girlfriend, you know, cheats on you, or what you call cheats on you, and has sex with somebody else. Well, you got to remember, not only did she have sex with that guy, but that guy had sex with her. In other words, she wanted to have sex with somebody else. So it's really not cheating if you really think of it that way, because basically there's something in her life that you're not fulfilling or something like that. But that's not what this video is about. You know, I mean, it's trying to get you to look at yourself, but not because of that. Anyway, with the movie, so finally Sean Penn confronts Kevin Spacey about sleeping with his girlfriend and everything, right? And Kevin Spacey, he says, well, you know, I don't want a deep, meaningful relationship with anybody. He says, as far as you and me, you know, our friendship, I want it to be where we talk about sports and girls and movies, and once in a while we'll go out to a restaurant and have a nice dinner, and you know, I don't want to have to console you when your relatives pass away, and I don't want to have to talk to you about your philosophy of life and why we're here and all this kind of stuff, you know. And I don't want to do any of those heavy, deep, meaningful things, you know. I mean, I want you around sometimes because I need to talk to somebody, and we can sit down and have a beer and talk about things or something like this, you know. But I don't want, you know, to take apart your life piece by piece, you know, every day, and be deep and heavy and profound. And the Sean Penn character, who's a, you know, definitely a very deeper, more profound character, says, well, what kind of relationship is that? And Kevin Spacey looks at him and says, it's an adequate relationship. And then he smiles and walks out the door. You know, and a lot of people, that's what you settle for. You settle for an adequate relationship. You know, in other words, you rationalize and everything, and then you say, well, you know, this isn't really what I want out of life, but I'll hang on to it until something better comes along. And then it's like 20 or 30 years up the road and nothing better has come along. So you're still in this adequate relationship, you know? And basically what I'm about is I don't want to have an adequate relationship. You know, I don't want to be the Kevin Spacey character. You know, I'm looking for somebody who really cares about me as a friend and as a human being and my philosophy of life, and really is concerned with why, you know, I think I'm here and everything like that, you know. So I don't follow the crowd. I don't just go out there and just, you know, anybody that's compatible with me, all of a sudden I consider them my friend, you know, because there's so many Kevin Spaceys out there, you know, and very few Sean Penn characters, you know. So I'm looking for the Sean Penn character. I'm not looking for the Kevin Spacey character, you know. And if you really watch my channel, that'll come through to you. I mean, you'll see my songs, what they're about, the lyrics, you know, the other things that I do when I'm not talking about the songs, where I'm sharing a part of my life with you that's maybe uncomfortable, but it's honest, you know. It's something that you don't get from everybody out there. Also my hobbies and everything like that. You have to be by yourself a lot to take up those kind of hobbies and stuff like that. But see, eventually, if you really listen to what I have to say and you're really genuinely focusing on the channel, then the honesty is going to come through. See? But if you're the Kevin Spacey character, it'll never come through because you're not looking for that kind of a relationship. See? You're looking for an adequate relationship. So anyway, I think I mentioned, but Lou Reed is playing in the background, and he's one of the greats. Anyway, um, I'm willing to go that extra mile and to be alone and to be by myself in order to find that relationship or that friendship, that I'm looking for. And if I have to be by myself until it comes along, well, so be it. It's like one time I had this girlfriend, and we just kind of met at night one time, right? And it was like casual conversation, and then it ended up going back to her place for sex, right? Well, as the relationship progressed, I realized that nothing was happening with this relationship. I mean, besides the sex, which was okay, it wasn't great. There was really nothing else going on in this relationship. So even though I was by myself, I made up my mind to tell her. I said, hey, I got to tell you something. Well, for some reason, she had the same thing on her mind, so we went for a walk, and she's the first one that said it. And the way she said it, I'll never forget it. It was over 30 years ago, but I still remember it. She said, Jim, I don't want to be with somebody just because I don't want to be by myself. And that stuck with me, and it hit home, and it stuck with me so much, that she had that kind of courage too. In other words, she was a lonely person, and she was looking for somebody in this world that understood her and all that kind of stuff. But she didn't want to just, settle for that adequate relationship just because she didn't have any relationship at all. And there's so many people I've met that have settled for that adequate relationship, and they're my friends, they're my acquaintances, and they're my relatives too, and my immediate relatives, my kids. And because of that, I don't have that many friends, but the friends that I do have, I hold dear. And I don't have hardly any acquaintances, but still in the, same way with them. And a lot of my relatives don't talk to me because all I get out of them is that Kevin Spacey character, and I want more. One time my daughter, she said, Dad, can't you ever talk about something mundane? And I said, honey, when you know all the secrets of the universe and they've been unlocked for you, the last thing you want to do is talk about mundane things. So anyway, I every now and then when I do these, like I think I told you, when I do these videos, I just do them impromptu. I just come up with them. I don't think about them or how they're going to turn out or how I'm going to appear or what people are going to think of me or anything like that, because I've gone way past that a long time ago. I'm not saying I'm above it and you're not. I'm just saying I have different priorities, and that's what I focus on. So if you focus on those higher priorities, then you don't worry about the little things. You don't sweat the little stuff, basically. Basically, that's what life is. That's what makes you happy in life. Don't sweat the little stuff. Because you find out when you don't sweat the little stuff, you're pretty much not sweating 90% of the crap that you worry about all the time. When you just focus on the top priorities. And my top priority is to be the best human being I can possibly be while I'm on this earth. So anyway, that's a little bit of, I think the video is self-explanatory. I hope you like my channel, and I hope you stay tuned in and take care of yourself.